All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see where we going, where we at, where we at. Okay, there we go over there. Now we can get over here on Zoom. How is everybody doing?
Recording in progress.
And there we go. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night? This is the night after April 5th, 2026. This is the night after what people call Easter. Esther is the real name for it. Esther was the goddess of fertility, and that the world is worshiping under the Roman rule, not realizing it, but you do you. All I'm gonna say is, but other than that, this is the night after Sunday, which is April 5th, 2026. This is Fight Fire with Truth, and this is where we at. Fight fire with truth. We're in the truth, sharing the truth, telling the truth about the things that's going on in this day and time and the things that people are doing that they may not even know what they're doing. Then some don't care. Many don't care. Many don't care where they stand today or what they're doing. So all I say is that if you get the truth, if you accept the truth, do the truth and accept it. Other than that, live in idolatry and face what's coming to you when the time comes. All right? A lot of people choose to stay in ignorance. That's on you. But other than that, we're going to start off with a prayer. After we go through our prayer, then we're going to go into whatever the conversation is tonight. I'd like to thank my brother Cass out of the UK joining me for the moment. And we'll be getting started with our third, that's what we're calling tonight. Third, this is our third sovereign testimonies. That's what I'm calling this. Yeah. Third sovereign testimonies. All right. But let's get started from here. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm protection around us, keep us in every way, help us in every way, that we may do your will, grow in your will, that we may be strong in the words that you give us, and that we may be strong in your way, that we will help others, help lead others to your will and to your way. We ask you to forgive us of any sins that we have done, or us and our ancestors against you, your word, and your law, and your spirit. Forgive us for the time past, today's time, and time to come. We also ask you to help us to retain, keep your arm protection around us, and help us retain the knowledge that you give to us, that we may grow in your knowledge and your way. We also ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from us that we have gained because of going against your word and your way. We also ask you to let us realize the blessings and the curses in Deuteronomy 28, which in that chapter tells us the blessings that you will do to and give us if we keep your law, and the things that will happen to us if we do not keep your law, which is from Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14 is the blessings. Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68 is the curses. And these curses are still upon the people today. We ask you to watch over us in every way. And we also ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. And all these things we pray. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Praise y'all, man. All right, what's going on, my brother Cass? What's happening with you, my brother, man? I know you're a busy man as well, as we all are doing our thing. This is open conversation tonight, and like I said, I'm gonna go into the third sovereign, which is this is our third sovereign testimony. Is there anything you'd like to testify tonight on sovereign testimonies tonight, Cass, out of the UK?
Out of the UK. Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
All right.
Well, a couple of weeks back, uh, my wife had setback from a stroke she had in 2023, so you would say a relapse.
Mm-hmm.
We end up in the hospital, so they checked her over and kept her there overnight. So I came back home, and I was down, really, really upset, thinking, well, what is going on? So I started to have a deep, deep conversation with the Almighty. I said, now you brought her back from the dead because the previous stroke it was a terrible one. It was terrible.
Mm.
She was left to dead basically. She had a stroke and she was there by herself for a good 12 and a half hours.
Mm.
So from the neck up was the only warm place on her body. She was stiff, stiff. I just lift her up like a piece of board.
And it was how many weeks ago?
That's 2023 July.
Hold on, his brother's calling me. I'm trying to get him on the stand and I'm online right now. I couldn't tell him. I'm sorry. But go ahead, bro. Cass, come on. Where you at?
And paused you there. I said, she's doing pretty good. She came out, spent 6.5 months there. She came out and doing pretty good. And we went away early part of February for a 10-day break. And where we were staying, we went out one night and came back, and we had a Chinese meal, which I don't normally do, but there was nothing else. Next morning, she started vomiting. Oh, it was so bad that after she's finished now, we had to call the doctor, and she just couldn't walk. So anyway, came back to UK, went to the hospital, left her there. So I came home and I'm sitting down talking to God, saying, my goodness, you brought her back to life. What's going on? And now she is in hospital again. I mean, I was in tears. I was like, come on. Anyway, while I was doing that,
Because I know we didn't see you for the last couple of weeks. I know for the last couple of weeks we didn't see you.
Yeah, I need help. I really need help because I'm confused. Anyway, I had a phone call, and the man that called me is a great guy, but at this time I did not want to talk to him. So anyway, the phone kept on ringing, and eventually I answered it. He said, did you get my text? I said, well, come on, man. I said, you're not in my everyday life, so I ain't got time to really looking for text coming from you. Anyway, he said, never mind, just take a look at it and let me know. So I look at the text, and what he was asking, is it close to where I live? So I said, yes, it is close to where I live. He said, could you book me a room because I need to come up there the next day? So I booked him a room. And he said, I'm treating this one guy from the British athletics team. So when I come up, I will then come and see your wife and do a treatment with her. I said, she's in a hospital. He said, oh, okay. I'll come and do one at the hospital. Then you drop me off. I'll treat the guy. Come back and pick me up, and I'll treat her again. So basically why I'm saying all this is because I'm there asking help from the Almighty. And I almost miss out on the help He provide for me because I didn't want to talk to the man. He's a doctor. He worked
Mm-hmm.
on her before. So he never knew that she was in the hospital. He was just thinking I'd do a treatment on her. And it just worked out perfectly. So he came and he did two treatments on her in the hospital. And the next day she was out, you know? So what I'm saying, sometimes we have to be open and ready, like an open vessel or an open purse to receive what's coming to us or what we ask for. Because I mean, I was sincere. Tears were coming out of my eyes, man. I'm not ashamed to say a man was crying. I was really, really, really going on. And he
Mm-hmm.
provided help for me.
Yo, Mikael,
I'm sorry, Cass. What's up, R? How you doing?
what's going on, brother, man? My bad, I joined in so late.
It's all right. We really just get started. Cass was just giving us a testimony. You know, I'm doing. This is our third sovereign testimony, and you know, I wanted your testimony tonight. Uh,
No, absolutely.
do you have a little bit of time? Do you have a little time with me?
I'm kind of impassive. If you can, man, I've been trying to shoot you a text. I don't know why our text never
I'm sorry, Cass,
go
but go ahead, R.
through, man. Yeah, I tried to send you a text earlier that I was gonna join in. I was gonna say, can you shoot me a text when you want me to join back in?
How long you think you got?
I got about 15, 20 minutes. I gotta take another phone call soon.
Uh, you mean you got 15, 20 minutes now, or you want to wait for 15, 20 minutes? Call me later.
Yeah, no, if you want me to go now, I will.
Actually, he was in the middle of. He was almost at the end of his.
No, no, Mikhail, you can go. We can go. I mean, we actually come to the end of that, but what I was saying basically is that we need to be open, ready to receive what we ask for. So that's it, Connor, really.
Yeah. So really, what? I got you, bro. But Cass was just sharing with us that his wife had she already had a stroke, but she was going through a certain situation. He was asking the Creator for help, and it was a certain person that he hadn't seen or dealt with for a long period of time. And then what ended up happening? This person ended up calling after he cried out to the Creator for help, right? And when the help came, he almost disregarded it, but he decided to answer the phone. And when he answered the phone, the doctor did what, Cass?
Yeah.
He did the doctor. He did something in the hospital to her to help her out. Mainly, he said that mainly his testimony on this point is that a lot of time when the Creator is trying to reach, well, when you ask for something, let you break that down real quick before we go, Cass. I want to make sure you get that point across because that's your testimony at that last point.
No, no, I'm saying when we ask for things, sincerely ask for it, we need to be prepared to actually receive it because He does answer prayers. He does answer. But it's not, some of the times, you see, we ask for things that we really don't need.
That's true.
Understand? We ask for things we want, and the Almighty knows what we really do need.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
We get these two things mixed up, wants and needs.
That's
So
true.
right then at that time, I was in need of His help,
Okay.
and He provided for me. But I almost messed up just because of that brother. I didn't really want to talk to him at that time, but he was the right man to talk to.
And a lot of times, that's the way the Creator works. Now, I thank you, Cass, for your testimony and for Bev. I hope she's doing a lot better. My brother RR, everyone. My brother RR. Now he's a very busy man, and Cass, y'all may have seen this brother. He's on Instagram all the time. This brother, you'll see him saying RR, and he has a lot of things that he be doing on Instagram, and you'll know him if you see him. He comes up on there all the time. But he was with me when I went to tonight. I want to do a special sovereign testimony on A&E and my Southfield court case. This was before I got into my private or executive office, but it was as I was indexed and I was going through my court cases. Go ahead, go ahead with us, brother, and share what you're going to share with us.
Okay, one moment. Let me just turn this now for my son real quick.
Okay, while you doing that, I just finished sharing the information. What happened was in 2000.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah, the reason I have him on here because he actually went with me to the court. He actually was with me when I went to Southfield Court, when I had my court case. So when I went there for the final court case, he was there. But I'm going to play with to y'all when he get done, since he's busy, he got a lot of stuff he's doing. He might be editing right now. So I'm gonna let him tell his point of the story. Then I'm gonna show you, or I'm gonna play the A&E footage. The A&E footage on how they tried to play me. Then I'm gonna come back to part 2, and I'm gonna share with you my actual, because I got the audio. I got the audio, so I play certain points that I have as well. So, brother RR, if you get time, if you like to come on and share your point of view or tell your testimony on the Southfield Court from what you remember about when you went with me.
So pretty much, Cass, I've been studying this stuff for a very long time. Like I'm very understanding of I wouldn't say the processes, but the terminology, the foundational information needed to understand what's actually going on. And during that time, I was at a point to where I had, I had dealt with like 2 or 3 teachers. Some of them I was able to speak with personally. Some of them I wasn't. And, I was just getting a whole bunch of runaround. So, by the time that I stumbled onto Mikael, I stumbled onto him in the middle of my journey through my brother. And, he said, he had been making his progress and doing what he was doing. He said he hadn't figured it out just yet, but he knew that he had made some progress because of how the situations was going. So,
and the court cases there is, right?
Yeah, the court cases and stuff. Can y'all hear me clearly?
I can hear you clear. I just wanted to make sure they knew what you're talking about.
So, hold on 1 second. So there was court cases. Mikael was telling me he had a court case coming up. So I'm like, I want to go to a court case because at this point in my juncture, all of the teachers that I have, either one of them that I was communicating with on a daily, who this was 5 years ago when my son first was born. I was trying to have him help me then. That's how close contact we had our children at the same time. So I've been on the phone with him. I put him hit to some programs to help him with stuff. Then the dude just went ghost. There was another guy, he was scamming. There was another lady, she was scamming. So when I went to this was like, I need to see whether I do this or not, if it's even real or not. So I remember the day that we went down to the courtroom. Mikael was telling me that week, like, I got a jury case coming up. And, I'm about to fight this ticket. So I had met him down there. I had got there a little bit before him, right? So I'm going through the security. And the security lady is like, I asked her, she asked me what I was there for. I told her I was there for a jury case for Mikael. She said, there's no jury here today. I said, well, how they going to have the case if there's no jury? And so she was like, I don't know, you just got to sit over there. So as I'm sitting over there, I'm waiting and I'm recording everything on audio because, we need all the information that we can get. We can't leave nothing up to memory at this point.
That's right.
So we sitting down. I'm sitting next to the lady. Then Mikael comes in. He asked the lady the same thing. He's like, okay, so now we sitting down. We chopping it up for a minute. The lady ends up telling us, the clerk comes down and tells us to come upstairs. So now we sitting upstairs. We waiting. We just kind of talking and figuring out what's going on because we like, if you commit a crime, there has to be a jury there. That's the law. So there's no way this court proceeding is going to take place if there's no jury here. So from that point, we already knew something was up. So the lady comes out, asks Mikael, what's your name? And at this point, I'm still so new to it, I didn't even realize that was the fact. But Mikael was already to it, and he was like, I am what was the term you used?
I'm the beneficiary of the trust.
Yes, he said I'm the beneficiary of the trust of Mikael Eric Harrison. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, well, do you have any identification? So first she asked him what his name was. That was the first trap, because if he had identified himself as his trust, they would have got him. Because what you got to understand is they already set up a case where there was no jury. So they thought that they was going to be able to get him to come in. They were testing his ability to hear. They were testing his ability to interpret what was going on by asking him. They ran him through a screen. Let's see if he knows what he's talking about. Let's see if he's not just sending us templates. So they're getting him through this line of question. Well, what's your name? Well, do you have any form of identification? And he like, no, but he had his binder open, his folder, and she pointed down to it. It was a picture of him, with his it was a license. And she said, well, what's that? She said, isn't that your ID? He said, no, that is a
photographic represent. I said it's a photographic representation of the beneficiary of the trust.
Exactly. And so she was like, oh, okay. She was like, it's dead, right? And he was like, yeah. He was like, you know exactly what we're talking about. And mind you, I have the whole thing recorded on my phone. I can pull it up. So now at this point, she goes back. We get ready to go into the room, and we getting ready to go into the courtroom. And at this point, I'm nervous. I'm like, damn, this shit was about to go down. So Mikael goes up there. He's on the stand. She's talking about his charges, driving with suspended license, no license plate, such and such, such and such. And she goes on. She asks him what's his name, and Mikael's, this is one of his first cases at this time, or really getting it down. So he kind of stumbling exactly on how to say his name. And the lady's like, sir, this will go a lot faster if you just, trying to rush him to make him nervous, because I didn't realize that what was going on in the moment. But when I look back in retrospect, what was going on was the lady was so irritated that Mikael had made it this far that she was just ready to get over with the case. She didn't care about how he said his name at that point. She was just ready to get it over and was going to let it do. Mikael did through like he should have, saying his name in the proper way, in the proper context, so that he couldn't be screwed over in the future. So then she goes on to say, Mikael Eric Harrison, charged with these accounts. We're going to drop the case because the officer that was the witness at the time isn't here.
Yeah, he on furlough. They say he was on furlough.
They said he was sick.
Yeah, he on furlough.
Yeah, he was on furlough. Yep. He was on vacation or something like that. And they end up dropping the case after that. And Mikael was trying to have them completely get rid of it, because they left it to where the police officer could open the case again if he wanted to. But they wouldn't let him do that because they was trying to save face at that point. They didn't want to have it on the books that Mikael closed out this case, because that shit would have been common law at that point. And now everybody can go to Mikael's case and be like, well, Mikael did this, and this is what happened. So pretty much after that, we left, and he drove out there the same day with no license plate on his car.
Say it again, wait a minute. At the police station. Say it again. I have what?
It was like some Neo in the Matrix shit. That was the proof. It was so crazy. I couldn't believe my eyes. And where I really couldn't believe my eyes is when the clerk said, "Oh, so the corporation is dead," and she smiled. And she grinned at him like she knew exactly what he was talking about. She knew exactly what he was talking about. So they ran him. I said, "Oh shit, this shit is real." So I know Mikael is definitely in alignment with his purpose and where he's going. So yeah, that was what happened that day.
But all right, what I want to share with you right now, we're on a whole different level, bro.
I'm knowing.
Bruh, I'm telling you right now, you need to come to class, bro, on our Tuesdays at 7:30 a.m. or at 9 p.m. or at Tuesday night. Bruh, we're on a whole different level now.
Okay.
When I say that, it's for real. Cass just won. He's out of the UK, and the people we got about 7 or 8 people that Cass done brought into the mix in the UK. But bruh, you ought to come on a Tuesday either Tuesday morning or Tuesday night, cause we on a bruh. When I say a whole different level, totally. Totally. And the reason I'm saying that, and see, just to share with everybody else, when we went on the case, or shall I say, on the situation, that was in my beginning. That was like RR just said. That was in my beginning because I had during the time my first four court cases. I beat Redford. I had one from them. I think they was my second because I did that one, Redford, Centerline, and Southfield. Those are the 4. Well, let's say Southfield, Centerline, Redford. It was one more that I beat without using without me being in my executive office. Bro, when I'm in right now, them cases just fall off. When I'm in bro, like I say, we in our executive office now. Well, we're here. When I say the cases fall off, bro, we send the stuff in to us. I don't want to give. See, we got private information we do on Tuesdays that we don't give out here. We only give so much on here in the public. This the public. Tuesdays is Zoom only. All right? Right here where you at. We here on Zoom only on Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. On Tuesdays mornings, or we here at 9 p.m. that night. And when I say we're on a whole different level, bro, we got other testimonies coming by as well. But that's why I'm doing this now, because matter of fact, you got a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
Let me do this real quick. I want y'all to see. I'm glad you're here too. I want you to see something. Let me get this real quick for y'all, and I'm letting everybody else hear this as well. All right. All right, let me see if this will pull up. I want y'all to check this out. You better come on up. Come on now. Okay, yeah, it's loading. But this right here is A&E. A&E, they actually got me on. They actually not got me, but it is me. But they got me on A&E. And they said what they called it. They said solving gets destroyed by somebody. Like what? But
they try to paint the narrative anytime you look up something.
Right, and
nobody tried it.
This is the reason why I'm doing solving testimonies. And this is the reason why I'm doing solving testimonies, so people can actually see the truth behind the real situation. Okay, here we go. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Here we go. There we go.
Next, we head to Southfield, Michigan for a pretrial hearing.
This is the one I went to?
56-year-old Michael Harris has been charged with driving with a suspended license.
This before that.
After spending a day in jail, he posted a $150 bond and was released.
City of Southfield versus Michael Harris.
Today, Harris appears before Judge Sheila Johnson to review his charges.
This is the court case, but we did the ending of the court case. This is during the time when I first went. Here we go. As soon as baby, come on.
Oh, this was the first time.
This was before me and you had went. This was before time when they first stopped. When I got stopped, I think I think what it was is I had a warrant or something like that. That's the only way I can get arrested. That's the only way they could arrest me because I was indexed. I'm waiting for this to come through. Let me say this. Let me pause this and let me let it charge up a little bit. So what happened was I think it was a warrant or something put out on me because I don't know if I made it to court or something happened. I don't know what it was, but the only way, if you index, the only way that you can get arrested is if a judge or prosecutor or somebody put a warrant out on you. That's the only time. So when the cops stopped me, my wife was with me. When the cops stopped me, they act like they gave me much respect and everything. But they said, "Oh, we have to take you in because you have a warrant on you." He said, "We really don't want to do it." But when I got there, they treated me with utmost respect. There, I had the funds on me. Like I said, $150. Got my money back. So my wife, she drove. Well, actually, I don't know if I think they arrested me or apprehended me, took me in. She drove up there, paid because I had the funds on me, paid for me to come out. But I don't know if it wasn't that same day, but I had a hearing, so I had to go back and I had to go to the hearing, and I stood in. And you're going to hear from this point on. Hopefully, it's charged up enough where we can listen to it.
Okay, I can hear you now.
He appears without an attorney and from the start seems to be uncooperative.
Mr. Harris, would you please come to the podium?
I challenge jurisdiction.
Mr. Harris, I need you to step to the podium.
If I step to the podium, it'll be under threat, duress, coercion.
Well, fine, just do it.
Okay, no problem. But I'm at the podium under threat, duress, and coercion. Other than that, I challenge jurisdiction.
Okay.
Without prejudice, I, Mikael Eric Colin Harris, beneficiary and sovereign principal, am here under fraud, threat, duress, coercion, and extortion fiduciary, Ms. Sheila Johnson.
Harris has begun arguing in a style similar to sovereign citizens, a group who believe certain laws don't apply to them.
This is the Social Security Cessation Trust, action in which you are now a real party and interest to. This is a military admiralty tribunal and maritime law, so you accept the challenge of the jurisdiction.
You can challenge it. I'm not stopping you from challenging it.
Do you accept the challenge?
I don't know what you mean by accept the challenge.
Do you accept that this is a maritime admiralty law?
No,
You don't accept that?
this has nothing to do with admiralty stuff. This is simply a charge that you're here for.
Yeah, but
It's nothing to do with the sea, vessels, or anything like that, which are boats. Admiralty law applies to that.
yes.
This right here is a driving a car offense.
The judge tries to get back on track by explaining the
They
severity of
don't
Harris's
play the
charges.
rest of it though.
And it's a first degree misdemeanor, carrying up to $500 fine, and it carries a possible suspension of your driver's license, additional points to your driver's license, and possible vehicle immobilization of any vehicle that you're driving. That's what this charge is, and it's not admiralty law. You're using language that legally doesn't make sense for what we're here for.
But all this is a corporation.
Okay,
This is not a corporation. Are you saying this is not a corporation?
sir,
I'm asking.
I have no idea what you're even talking.
You see?
But I'm asking a question. I mean, if this is not maritime admiralty law and
It's
also.
not maritime law.
Is it a
No.
The judge holds her ground, refusing to legitimize Harris's position.
Refusing.
I'm telling you what I know doesn't apply.
Right, I never said that. What I said is, I am a sovereign principal, and I am the beneficiary.
Well, sir,
You are the fiduciary.
I'm telling you that what you are, as whoever you are, is charged with today. Now, you have certain options here. You can certainly have a trial if you want a trial on whether or not you are operating a motor vehicle without a valid license from the state of Michigan because it was suspended.
I object. I've equipped you with all the information you need to show that I'm a sovereign principal, and also to show you in your constitution, it says that I can travel.
Sir, if you want to file a
See how she cut me?
Okay, I.
because no one can respond to all of this Whatever you're saying.
I motion that
He can't respond to it.
I motion that you,
You have to file it in writing and cite your authority under law.
I did that.
And if you want to do that, you can do that. Otherwise, we're gonna have to set your case for trial.
Under a Power of Appointment Act of 1951, I appoint the judge, executive. I would like y'all not to breach a contract. I mean, what do you do? Breach your fiduciary duty.
Give me a jury trial date,
May 9th.
May 9th, 8:30. If you need to file a motion between now and May 9th, you better do it before the end of March.
Have a great day.
Harris has yet to officially enter a plea or file any motions.
Hey, they
His case
ain't
is
showed the
pending.
part two.
Ho, ho, ho.
Got it.
Nah, hold on. You heard what he said. He said, I haven't done, wait, him get that last part again. I want you to hear that last part one more time to hear what he said. Listen to this.
Harris has yet to officially enter a plea or file any motions.
Check it out. They said, enter a plea, right? Because I don't enter pleas. And he said, or file an motion. But you yourself just said it was supposed to be in a jury trial. You heard that she even said it was a jury trial, right?
Right.
Was it a jury trial?
Nope.
You was there when we had the when with, huh?
That was literally the first piece of information we got out of that court. When I walked into there, I said, they asked me, who are you here for? It was a security guard. I said, I'm here for a jury trial. She said, there's no jury here today. Out of that woman's mouth, she said there's supposed to be a jury trial. There was literally no jury trial.
Because you know why? And let me give you the understanding why it wasn't no jury trial, why it was all shut. I want you to say this. Was anybody there besides us? In the whole court, in the whole court building?
There wasn't even nobody upstairs on that floor other than us.
I shut that, you know why? Because my conditional acceptance. This is what I say again.
We was downstairs in the lobby longer than we was in that courtroom. Mikael didn't even have to say nothing. After he said his name, the shit was over. It was literally, we're dismissing this case, but we're gonna leave it open because the police officer ain't here. And that was what, 4 years ago?
So this was in, let's see. I have to go back and look at the which call. But man, that was back in it's like in 2003, I believe it was.
Yep.
2003. Because I was going through certain ones. I think I started in 2022, 2023. I was going through, I think 21, 22, and 23. Because 24 and 25, 24 is when I got into my executive office. But I beat my first,
my homeboy that I told you I had to call with hit me up right now. I appreciate you having me come on here. Remind me on Tuesday about the Zoom. I'm gonna try to stop in on that while I'm at work.
Do me a favor, check your emails. Check your email for my invitation, because once you go into your email and accept my invitation, it's gonna come up in your Google Calendar. Then you're gonna get notifications on like tonight, tomorrow night at 9, and then Tuesday in the morning. But I'm definitely gonna make sure that I'm trying to get to it. So, bro, I'm guarantee you, bruh.
Okay.
I can't really talk to you now because I'm on public, but bruh.
Okay.
We're on a whole different level now.
It's up. All right, for sure. I'll see you then.
All right, bro. Good. And thanks for coming through.
You already know. Peace. Love.
All right. All right.
You on Instagram?
I post like spiritual information, conscious information on health. That's what I'm really big in right now, is just helping people understand their health. It's a double R to God.
Matter of fact, I was going to try to find it on here while that was going on. I was going to show you, but this boy didn't come on for some reason. My other old computer, it's down. This must be off. Must be unplugged. Ugh. But what I was going to do, I'm going to show you one of his. Matter of fact, either here on part 2, I'm going to bring up one of his videos where y'all can see him. You're going to see him coming on. You're going to see exactly who he is.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna tap in. Peace.
You hold on. I see you in a minute. But Tuesday, be ready, bro.
I'm on.
Yeah, you want to be on the morning or the night?
I'm gonna come on at night.
I
Nice.
I got you. I got you, bro.
Okay, fam. Love, bro.
All right, much love, bro. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Stay less. Peace.
Peace, peace. Yeah, Cass, man. I'm telling you now, Cass, what you thought about the video?
I love it. I love it. I love it because most of the times those boys that go on there, even some of the Moors, they just don't have it right, and so they just whiz them off into jail. Yeah. So what I saw there, I like that. You challenge her.
And
You know what?
you see I walked out too, didn't you?
Yeah.
They said, what did he say? He failed to make a plea. He didn't make a plea, and he failed to do something. I forgot, and so whatever. But we did the jury trial, and it was empty. The whole building was empty. Cass. We went. Me and my wife. We pulled up. We're like, where everybody at? He was already on the inside. Cause me and him had talked. This brother named Cash that I know, that was one of the brothers that I know that he's a barber. He told RR about me and told him about the cases and stuff I was going through and the ones that I beat and stuff so far. So me and RR talked on the phone and he said he's gonna meet me up there. So when me and Joanne got there for the jury trial, we like, man, this place look empty. What's wrong? Ain't no cars out, no nothing. Next thing you know, we go in. It was only one bailiff or one sheriff there that watch you when you come in. Nobody at the counter. No, you know how you know the what they call them, the clerk at the counter where you supposed to go pay like you pay for something or what have you. Nobody. The whole building was shut down. We went in, went on upstairs. That's when we all sitting down upstairs. We sitting out in the lobby. She come out with her thing. She asked me questions. She trying to get me in her jurisdiction, just like RR said. She trying to get me in her jurisdiction. She asked me questions. Well, can I ask your name? I said, well, I'm the beneficiary of the trust. And who are you here? However she said it, I said I'm the beneficiary of the trust. Then I said, well, this is what you looking for? And I showed her I opened it up and I showed her my a page with my quote unquote license on it, right? Said, she said, who is that? I said, well, she said something about that. I said, well, she said, well, that's your name? I said, well, this is a photographic representation of the beneficiary of the trust. She said, so then she said, like he said, she said, so the trust of the corporation is dead. And she knew what we were talking about. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is they play games. See, they play games. They know what they be doing. But the people don't know. That's why if you notice, doing that video, that A&E, that's nationwide. You know that was nationwide, don't you? Doing that, because there was another brother at another barbershop told me, man, I saw you on A&E. I said, what? Man, I saw you on E, man. You this and that, man. You done made it worldwide or nationwide. I'm like, what you talking about? So he told me about it. And then I end up coming home. I told my wife about it. And with the next day when I was leaving to go do some work, go make some sales, my wife, she got on there and started looking. She called, oh, I see you on YouTube. You on YouTube. And that was the video she showed me. I was like, what? And I was like, man, I was shocked. I was shocked. What did you think of what you just saw, though, Cass?
I didn't expect that, but what I meant, I like the challenge, you see, because myself and Bev, we went to a court case, and basically we have no idea. We were there for, well, probably about 10 minutes, if that.
Mm-hmm.
And this man dismissed everything because he came in, he knew what he was going to do. Everything was planned. There was no challenge, no nothing. And it was over. So when I watch certain things on TV, on YouTube, I said, this is what we should do. So what you've done there just brought that back to me. And if I had to go, then I'm gonna get myself prepped for things like that. There's a friend of mine. He had a ticket and he refused to pay it, so of course they summoned him to court. So he went and they called. He stood up and he put this piece of paper on the table and says, "Here he is." And who are you? "Oh, I'm his representative." And he said, "I want you to dismiss this." She said, "I will do no such thing." He said, "You will?" Anyway, I forgot the other word he said to her, and she decided to do it, but it was a command he gave her. And she stamped it, and she said, "Get out of my courthouse." He said, "No, I won't. I leave when I'm ready." Anyway, she just got up and ran out, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But they're basically nothing. All they do, they operate in fear.
There you go. What I'm going to do before we get off of this, I'm going to go to I'm going here. I'm gonna find an Instagram. I'm going here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you RR before we get off of here. I'm going to show you RR, the brother who I'm talking about. Okay, this is the one that I got. Also, just for anybody that's listening, I got all these in my oh, let me, here we go right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to one of my archives, and I got him saved in. I'm gonna let you check it out if I can. I'm going to my archive. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you RR in a few moments. As soon as I pull this up, just so you know who he is. Okay, let me get into my save. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you who RR is. One moment. Can you see anything right now? Because I'm not actually sharing it right now.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna pull it up in a few seconds. To my saved. So I can pull this up. Okay, it's coming up. It's but the whole thing is that when all that happened at that court case at Southfield, you know, that woman was so bossy and stuff, and not only her, the ones in 36th District Court, but then when I sent my executive letter in, it was a whole different story. Totally. But I didn't do that with them. I had a conditional acceptance with them. And when I did my conditional acceptance, come on, baby, you ain't came in yet. When I did my conditional acceptance, it was a whole different story. And like I said, the whole courtroom was shut down. Yeah, that's why I'm on live right now. Let me see if I can still get in here, though. I'm trying to pull this profile, create, search. I'm in live. I'm still, because I'm looking at live right now in Instagram right here. Even though I'm in Instagram, I'm trying to pull it up as well. Let me see if I can go in my profile. I want to show you this. I want to show you his information before I get off. And the reason why is just so it'll be on this, on this information before I do. All right. If not, we just have to wait, and I just have to do it a little later. So that's me here. Okay. Let's see. Just wanted to pull his information up because he was here for a few moments. Just so you can see who he is. Now hold on one moment. I'm opening up the information. There you go, right there. Okay. Okay, now let me do this. Okay, I'm getting a lot better at this point. Here we go, right here. And now I can share with you who this is. I'm gonna show you who it was that came on with me. So, for anybody over here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, okay. That's not the one that I'm trying to show. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, there you go. That's RR right there. Hold on. Let me hit this. Okay. That's him right here. Can you see him? Cass. Cass, don't tell me you done left it. Okay. That,
I'm here.
yeah, that's RR right here.
All right.
That's the brother right there. So if y'all, and no, y'all can't see from here. Let me see if I can't turn this baby around. I'm in the wrong position to do that. But what I'll try to do is get y'all to see right here from this point. So you can see. That's the brother right there.
Okay.
Let me see, man. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I think
I see his picture here.
huh?
I can see his picture.
You can? No, I'm trying to YouTube, Instagram, and is it Facebook?
All right.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I can see it there. Well, I think you can see it there. That's RR. This is the brother that went to court with me. I froze it. Where people can kind of see it for themselves. Make sure that. There we go. I think they can see that. There's not too much bright in the eye. Oh. I'm trying to see it from my area. Trying to see y'all. There you go. I'm trying to do it the best I can so y'all can see who the brother was that went to court with me. Well, I guess that's the best I can do for now. So just to show y'all who the brother was. All right. All right. So yeah, but he's the one that came to court with me at the time. And he seen like I said, the whole courtroom was shut down. Nobody was there. And not only that, just to share with everybody, not only that, when we was there, okay, good. So well, while we was at the courtroom, right? The woman, the judge, she kept trying to rush the case and everything. But see, my conditional acceptance, excuse me, just let y'all know, I had a 7 million conditional acceptance, mainly that I sent in information, letting them understand that I accept your offer under these conditions, and the conditions had to be false. I mean, I was showing them the facts, and under those conditions, if I was wrong under those conditions, I would have had to accept their offer. That's why they wanted to get rid of the case. When they got my conditional acceptance and they read all the information and everything I was saying, even in the court when I was telling them that's maritime admiralty law. She kept trying to deny it. But then when I started getting to a certain point, you see she cut me off.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? She would cut me off because she didn't really want that information to get out there. And that's the reason why a lot of people that quote unquote call themselves sovereign or know the information, they save them for last. Everybody else, they come in, I'll pay. But then the people that stands on their square, as some people say, they save them for last. But the time is up now. Time is up for a lot of people. Time is up. And this is the reason why I'm calling these sovereign testimonies, so people can really see the testimonies behind certain things that has happened with people like myself and other people. It's a lot of people that the system has a lot of people scared, and you should have seen all the comments. I tell y'all what, I'm gonna let you know, it's up in Instagram, in my YouTube, and in my Facebook, and also on my post, and also in my post, I got all my court cases, all my Southfield, and I got my audios in there. All right, it's in the Facebook. Matter of fact, if you got me on Facebook, which is MI_CHAEL space HARRIS, if you go into my post, you're gonna see all my court cases there. You'll see all my court cases there. Go in there and check them out. And the first one I got right up under my headings and the ones up top, right up under that, you're gonna see A&E. Tap that, you're gonna see this, you're gonna see the information you just saw. Then you're gonna see the other information in there as well. They don't want the people, they don't want to let go of their slaves. That's what's going on. If you're a citizen, you're a slave. If you're a citizen, you are a slave. Citizen is a ward of the state. The state is the warden over the citizens and over the guards, which is the judges, cops, lawyers, prosecutors, attorneys. All those are the officers of the court, which is of the state. The state ain't nothing but paperwork. That's all it is paperwork. It ain't nothing but paperwork over the corporation, which is over the people who they made, which they have made in the state at birth. But that's all I'm going to say. Y'all got to come to Tuesday class to find out more information if you want to know more information. We only can give so much out in the public because we don't mix public and private. We're trying to wake our people up, but it's up to you to want to get it if you want it. That's why we're doing sovereign testimonies, so y'all can start to see some of the things that has happened to certain people in the time past, what's going on today's time, and for y'all to want to for y'all to want to be awoken. That's why this is called Fight Fire with Truth. All that fire everybody out here amongst, we got the truth behind it. But it's up to you to want it. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pause this, or we're gonna pause Zoom on this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna come out of this. I'm gonna keep that, but let me come out of here. So I'm gonna show that first when we come back to part 2. I'm gonna show that part first, so they just know who RR is, and then they can go back into part 1 and listen to that. And then I'm gonna also play the video again, and then we're gonna go into some of the audio, because I got some of the audio. I didn't go into it to play it earlier, but I got some of the audio that I did have for that day. But then still, all of it is going to be in the post. In YouTube, they may be able to pull it up, but I'm not gonna put it in Instagram. Instagram, you can't put nothing up in Instagram, but in my Instagram, you can see this video, but you won't be able to tap none of the links. But you may be able to tap it in YouTube, but you will definitely be able to tap it in Facebook. You'll definitely be able to tap it in Facebook. Tap it, it's gonna open up. You can hear the audio, you can see the video. Now, just to share with y'all, my YouTube that I actually had all my main posts on at that time, that was my Juice Pro 2012. It got terminated. The reason my Juice Pro 2012 is terminated is because we had some trolls coming in here on my Zoom, and I accidentally uploaded some stuff, some nudity, some explicit nudity stuff that somebody came in and put it on there, and I didn't think it got on there, and I didn't really check it at the time, and it was way up in the video. So when somebody came in, they put some stuff in there, and it got on, and they terminated my my account. So my Juice Pro 2012 is done for. But I'm in Juice Pro 33 now. That's my main one, and I have another one, Michael the Juice Harris, that's all together, not separated. Michael the Juice Harris is all together, or my main one, which is Juice Pro 33. You can go there and check that out. But other than that, we're gonna pause you real quick. But before we pause over here on Zoom, I'd just like to say before we move to part 2, this is our third Sovereign Testimonies. This is good. I'm doing Sovereign Testimonies on Sundays. On tonight on Fight Fire with Truth now, unless something else we could have something to talk about. Right now we have Sovereign Testimony. So other than that, I just like to say that, what I would like to say is, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And what I forgot to share with you is that I will also have it in my my WhatsApp. So if it's in my WhatsApp, if I WhatsApp you, or if you're a part of my WhatsApp and I share with you, you'll be able to hit the link in there as well. So you will have different options in order to look at all the other information, listen to the links and listen to the audios and check out the information. But the ones that they actually determined, they terminated. Actually, and I got the Rumble. I will tell you that I got it on Rumble. I think it's on my Patreon, if it's not deleted from there, because my Patreon, my YouTube was kind of connected, so I don't know, it might be on there and it may not, but it's definitely on my Rumble, it's definitely on my Instagrams, and Rumble, Instagram, maybe on Patreon, but my original YouTube is off of, if I hadn't uploaded from my my archives, if I hadn't re-uploaded them from my archives on YouTube, they're not on the original YouTube, put it like that. But a lot of them I still have because I upload my stuff and I keep my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I put it like that. That's why I don't like putting it on cloud. I'd rather keep my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, we're going to pause you over here, Cass. Hoping you can hang out with me for a little bit longer. We're going to pause you before we go to part 2 and play a little bit more information on the Southfield. I'm going to say that's Southfield, Michigan. That was the court in Southfield. Just to let y'all know, that was the court case in Southfield, Michigan. So that's what that pertains to that one. So we're going to pause you real quick.
Recording stopped.
Say again, Cass.
I said if you call and you don't hear me, that means I'm knocked out.
It's all right, bro. I'm glad you're here, though. I'm glad you're here. Other than that, for everybody else, right now, I just wanted to share with you that this is the end of part 1 of our third third sovereign testimonies, which is in a part one. We be right back with part two, and we got more to share with what happened in my Southfield court case and A&E. Well, like I said, I was on A&E. I'm gonna play that again just so you can hear the audio, so you can hear it. And also, my boy Arn, I'm glad he came on and gave his testimony when he went to court with me. He gave his testimony so y'all will know from facts. All right, so y'all know by facts that what actually happened, and for what you'll hear, what we're gonna play in a little bit as well. So other than that, first thing I like to say is that if you'd like to get in contact with me, you're welcome to connect with us on. I'm gonna give you my Zoom first, my Zooms. If you'd like to connect with us on Zoom and be a part of our class, our Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. We're here every Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time or 9 p.m. There we go. Or 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time or 9:30 p.m. We're here mostly for at 7:30 early because our people in the UK want to get in and get on, or others, whoever that may want to get on in other parts of the world, they may want to get on and get this information. Besides us here in the US. But we're here at 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday mornings, or the rising of the sun, and we're here after the sun is down Tuesday. They say Tuesday night, but I like to say the night after Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And what I'd like for you to do, just text me your name, number, and email if you're interested in coming to our Sovereign Class Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. That's what it's called, the Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. At that time, text me your name, number, and email, and also share with me or text me that you like to know more about the sovereign classes. The reason why I asked you to text that, because some people want to know about my alkaline water and alkaline teas, so I don't want to get you mixed up. So you can actually ask about the alkaline water and alkaline sun teas, or the sovereign classes, or you can ask about both. And I'll send you the information. I'll text the information to you. But like I say, text me your name, number, and email at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. These are the connections to the Zoom if you're interested in connecting with us. So text me your name, number, and email, and the information that you'd like to know, whether it's alkaline water and teas or if it's the sovereign classes. And also that, like I said, that's on Tuesdays, rising of the sun, which we call mornings, at 7:30 a.m. or at 9 p.m. after the night, or after the sun is down, which is the night after Tuesday. And also on the Sabbath day, another Zoom meeting we have, which is on the Sabbath, which is, we call the Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. We call the Assembly of the Righteous on the Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Time. That's 12 p.m. noon Eastern Time. It's the Sabbath, which is the Assembly of the Righteous. And then on what we call, like tonight, what we call night after Sunday. Some people say Sunday night. Night after Sunday, we have Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. This is open conversation we have tonight. And tonight we have our third, we call it our third sovereign testimonies. Third sovereign testimonies, which is tonight. And tonight we're actually talking about my time at my court cases at on A&E, and at all of it together is the Southfield, Michigan court. That was a few years ago, but I'm sharing it with you tonight just to share with you my sovereign situation that I was going through at that time. All right. That was on this tonight, which is the night after Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Tomorrow night, the night after Monday, which is tomorrow night, which is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, Mikael, which is myself, knowledge of truth, will be sharing information according to scripture or according to history or whatever it is that Creator bring to my mind to share with the world, or whatever it is that He brings to me to share. I will be putting that out on Mikael's Knowledge of Truth on Night After Monday, which is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Then after that, then we're back to Tuesday where we started off here. All these are the Zooms, and once you text me your name, number, and email, they will end up being in your. You'll just have to accept the invites, and they would be in they would be in your email, and you'll just have to accept them from that point. And you'll have my information again. That number again is 770-572-5315. Text me your name, number, and email, and what you may like. 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. All right. Now, for the public platforms, we're on the Zoom, but the public platform, which is on from the Sabbath until Monday. The private is Zoom only, which is the quote unquote Tuesdays. That's private, and you won't be able to catch us unless you're on Zoom. But on the public platforms, we're here on YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter, if you'd like to connect with me. My X, formerly known as Twitter, and also my YouTube at JuicePro33, which is spelled JUICEPRO33. Again, that's JUICEPRO33. That's on X, formerly known as Twitter, and also my YouTube, which you can like, subscribe, and share to if you like. All right. And also you can connect with me on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. Again, that's MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. Excuse me. That's my Facebook. Also, if you'd like to connect with me on Instagram and one of my TikToks. My Instagram and one of my TikToks is under L'chaim_the Juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's my Instagram and one of my TikToks. My other TikTok and my other YouTube. My other TikTok and my other YouTube is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is all one. It's 4 words, all connected as one. So it's all together, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's all together. That's my other TikTok and my other YouTube, where you can put in the search engine and you can like, subscribe, and share to that one as well. Now, last but not least, my full version from Zoom will be on my patreon.com/LKHYYM and my rumble.com/LKHYYM. Again, that's patreon.com and rumble.com, both of them /LKHYYM. All right, so this is the end of part 1 of Sovereign Testimonies. And tonight we're actually talking about my Southfield Court case, which is I'm on A&E, which I'm going to play again in part 2. I just played in part 1. I'm going to play it again in part 2 and go through some of the things that happened at the court case as well. So I'm going to take it from here. And I'd like to say thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. This is the end of part 1. We'll be right back with part 2 with my third third sovereign testimonies. Third sovereign testimonies. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna say bye to who first? We're gonna say bye first. Instagram. So first, we're gonna say thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2. And I love Jenny Jean. Love you too, sis. Love to see you, and thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace. All right. That was Instagram. All righty. And over here on Facebook. I thank you for your time. We'll be right back with part 2. Hopefully you can come back, whoever you may have been that was here. Oh, Russell Clayton Bay. Good to see you, bro. Glad you made it in to see you. We'll be right back with part 2 to give you some more information and insight on A&E and my my third sovereign testimony, which is rather just third sovereign testimony. This is what we're doing tonight. And I'll see y'all soon. Be right back. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. See you soon. Peace. All right. And over here on YouTube Live. YouTube Live, we'll be right back. Okay. We'll be right back with part 2 of third sovereign testimonies and my time with Southfield Court case, as well as on A&E. We'll be right back. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon, and always. Peace. All righty.